YouTube, what's going on? So I'm back again with another reaction video. Let's take a dive into this video and then I'm gonna chop it back with you guys real quick.
Women are going crazy, guys, because they can't figure out why you're not going up to them anymore. Guys' eyes are wide open now, right? They're wide open. And they're starting to say, well, you know what? I used to think it was worth it for me to just put myself out there all the time because, you know, I wanted to take a girl out. But now I'm realizing you got the gold diggers, you got the women who want the free meal, you got the women who expect me to do everything, but in return want to do nothing. You got women who are saying, what do you bring to the table? But when you ask them, they get insulted. You got women who don't, you can't even talk. You talk about, you know, oh, yeah, you had 400 boyfriends before and you slept with all of them. You know, they get defensive. Maybe I just don't need to pursue women right now at all. That's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's good, by the way, because ultimately I'm someone who believes in, you know, men and women complementing each other when men are in their masculine and women are in their feminine and coming together and making a big, beautiful family. But this is the reality that's happening right now. And I understand why. Guys have had enough. So ladies, you want it to change. Instead of making a stupid TikTok video and complaining about it, act different. Act different. Look at your life and say, am I prioritizing stuff that guys don't give a lick about? And then complaining that they don't give a lick about me? Have some self-reflection in the game. Is my attitude shitty? Did I make 4 TikTok videos, you know, ripping on a guy the other day that I went out with, and now other guys are looking at that saying, oh, I'm not going to be, I'm not getting in line for this one. Self-reflect instead of bitching about it. Oh, well, he doesn't want me because he doesn't appreciate a woman who makes a salary, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly what I've been trying to preach for the longest. Trying to tell you guys the importance of accountability. Funny thing about this channel is there's going to be so much endless content. It's unbelievable. Modern females, right? You guys complain about the same thing. You are very egoistic. You go online, bash men, and you ask yourself, why you're not getting approached. You know, social media has been one of the most biggest tool to, you know, growing a business and finding yourself and finding what you're interested in, because you can be inspired by other people on social media, such as different types of content creators, depending on what type of content you like to subscribe to and tune into. At the same time, you have more people pressing the record button and exposing who they really are. Some of the times I look at them and be like, you know what, that's not who this chick is. I feel like she just don't want to be part of no Me Too culture, so she feel like she needs to get involved with this bashing men thing. And then when she's turned off her phone, or not turned off her phone, she's come offline, reality sinks in and reminds her the reason why she's gonna die alone. It's a lot harder for females to be single than men to be single. Men, when they're single, they are occupied with whatever mission they put themselves into. If I am single, right, I was on the grind, building. Before I met my missus, right, she made my house into a home, because my yard came like the bando. Not like it was a dirty house. My house was quite clean, but it was kind of empty in a funny way. You can talk and you can hear echoes in my yard, right? I had the basic stuff. I had the TV, the tables, the chair, the sofas, you know, a couple plants, and, you know, pretty much that was it. But I was more focused in my office, where I was at in my yard, where I was working at the time in my house, was where I was focused on more. Until my missus came and made my yard into a home. Lovely stuff around my yard, you know what I mean? It feels way more like a home. It smells nice. There's candles all over the place. You know, there's a woman that lives in the house. Does that make sense, right? So I say that to say to you that when I was by myself, I didn't care about all that. I just cared about work, grinding. But as a lady yourself, you care about that, because you're the type of people subconsciously, by your nature, you can turn a house into a home. But to turn a house into a home, you need a man to be able to make sure there's structure and that home can be a home. And that's when you get into your divine femininity. If you're online bashing men, and the men that you want, but you bashing men, saying men ain't shit, men are intimidated by me, men ain't approaching me, all of this type of bullshit you're saying about men, right? And you have this goal of the type of man that you want. You don't ask yourself and think to yourself, the type of man that I want, would he like that I'm bashing men and he's a man himself? Like, he's looking at you thinking, this girl looks pretty, but she talks a lot of shit. How do you think about that before you post anything online, right? Because everybody is jumping off a cliff doesn't mean you have to jump off the cliff. This is why I keep saying, a lot of the time, there's females like Me Too females, and the Me Too females, I don't have to fight back to you lot because it's a masculine trait. So they might think to themselves, okay, do I have to, you know, get with this gang because the people that's just like me are soft like me and they don't want no problem. They'll have to get into this gang. And now you fall into this victim of something that you're not. And I know a lot of you don't believe the same shit that you be talking about online. If I'm saying, I know this for facts. And I know a lot of you guys, girls as well, especially when a man in your life. So this is the show to let you know what men like. And you're gonna find some females leaving comments on my comment section talking a lot of shit. They can talk the most shit if they want. I know they all single. I know they're all done out here. I can tell. Just read some of my comment, watch some of my videos, read some of the comments. You're gonna see some essays of them going ham. And this is a single individual that has the time to write. You think my girl has time to write a whole comment in a man's page, bro? You think she's really thinking about that? Think about it. When I see females write a whole essay explaining themselves in my comment, I'm like, yeah, she's hit the wall. And what I said has triggered her. And I want it to trigger her so she can look herself in the mirror and take accountability. Everything this woman says in this video was correct. And I know she has a man. Because she wouldn't be talking like that if she don't have a man. You know, the people that are losing are the younger females that's listening to this older, washed hyenas. Stop listening to them. I had a video that I made with an old 60-year-old woman telling the younger females date multiple men. What type of information is that? What type of information is that? Do you think that's appealing to a man that's going on a date with you, knowing that you're going to have a next date next week and he's on a date with you and he's planning to treat you like a princess by probably covering the bill and dropping you home, and he knows that you're going to take it? This is the reason why when men approaching you lot, they want to go 50-50, because they're not too sure about you. When a man is going 50-50 with you, he's not really sure about you. He probably senses some type of energy from you that's not giving feminine. That's not giving a feminine attitude. So hence the reason why he's like, yo, can we go 50-50 on this? You can't be like upset if somebody asks you, what do you bring to the table? And you're going to turn around and say, I am the table. That's very ignorant, man. Come on, man. I'm not feeling all that hair say that they're the table. Are you stupid? If you go to work and your boss asks you, what was you going to bring to the company? What are you going to say? You're going to bring to the situation. It doesn't have to be specifically a table. It's what are you going to bring into this experience of this life that we are going to live together? That's exactly what it means. But some of you lot think you guys are the prize. You're not the prize. The same way the man's not the prize. You guys come together and make one. Bro, it's simple, fam. I don't know why it's so hard for some of you girls to understand the dynamic of life. Right? I feel like social media has actually ruined. When I say ruined, has destroyed a lot of you lot's brain cell. You guys are extremely lost right now. You can't be going online bashing men, and you need men. Listen, men need women, women need men. Simple as that. If you play your role, you're gonna find the right man. Simple as that. Stop listening to those done out here females, bro. Trust me, bro. Them done out here females are not the one. Ladies, and I'm talking to the younger generation ladies that still has a chance, that hasn't hit the wall yet. I'm talking to you lot. Stop listening to the older generation of women. Go find a woman like this. I'm gonna leave her at on my description below. Go find her on TikTok. Listen to the words she has to say to you lot, so you guys can find someone that's right for you. If you don't have positive role models around you, find a male channel that, you know, explains what men need and what men are looking for. Find a female channel that she's telling you what type of, how a woman's supposed to be for her to have a healthy relationship. Don't go to this ratchet channel just because the drama is, you know, tasty and it's feel good. At some point, that is going to ruin you. You are what you watch on social media, I'm sorry to say. Whatever you subscribe to in social media, subconsciously, that could be a segment to your experience of life, bro. You might just experience that in your life by default. Why? Because you're tuned in to the wrong energy, bro. You're tuned in to the wrong energy. Social media, it becomes like reality, because what you watch is what you are. If you agree on females that's bashing men, right? you're gonna have that in your reality where you feel the need to bash men. Vice versa as well with men as well, that's bashing females. One thing I don't do, I say the truth. Some people might look at it like, oh, you bashing females. I'm not bashing females, I'm telling you the truth. Like some black females out here, you guys like to wear hair that doesn't mimic your own natural hair. I'll be the one to tell you, take off your wig, show me your hair, right? Take all that bullshit off and let your natural self come out. And even that will help you more in terms of attracting the right people to you. Because subconsciously, what you don't know is, when you are being approached, you genuinely think that the person's approaching you aesthetically for how you look. So you don't genuinely feel they like you for you, because why you haven't given yourself that opportunity to do that at all. So that can fall onto mental health. You lot need to fix yourself. Once you fix yourself, and also remove that little funky little hate. You know you're not really a hater like that. You think you're a hater, but you're not really a hater like that. Just remove that bullshit from you, bro. And your life should be nice. Your life's gonna be nice. Don't listen to all this washed up females out here that got 100 buddies in their belt. Don't listen to them. Wait in the next 20 years and see where they are and see where you are. You're gonna notice you're gonna be more in a happy position than where they are. They're gonna be done out here lonely, sitting in some, I don't know, some one-bed flat or some studio with some, I don't know, some dog or some cat, and they got like 4 guys in rotation. And mind you, they're not single by choice. They're single because they're single. You know what I mean? We let that one sink in. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys look in, stay blessed, peace, bow.
God gave me grace. God gave me style. God gave me grace. God put a smile on my face. God made me smile on my face. God made me shine like the sun. God made me shine like the sun. Sometimes I feel like I'm the one. Sometimes I feel like it ain't my